Hey everyone, Wydek welcoming you to Game 4, at least I believe it's Game 4 for Best of 5 series, from the final of the 2013 December edition of the Kaspersky Arena. And the reason is that the set of replays that I've been able to get, basically there are 4 replays. Now, Game 1 was Game 1, I believe Game 2 was Game 2, but then Game 3 was Game 2. So this is the last game of this replay series, and so I'm going to have to assume this is actually Game 4, and if this is in fact Game 4, then I don't have access to Game 3. So this is very interesting. So whatever game this is, it will be taking place on Akilon Waste, and in the top left, spawning as the Red Protoss, representing Mouse Sports and Poland, we have Mana. And Mana is down in the series. I'm not sure if he's down 2-1 or 1-1, but he is down to his opponent, spawning in the bottom right as the Blue Zerg. Hailing from Germany and representing Team Liquid, we have TLO with the double extractor trick. Very interesting. So as mentioned, I have no idea if this is Game 3 or Game 4, but TLO is definitely ahead in this series. And he's going for that spawning pool and going for that double extractor trick to get some extra drones out. This is very interesting, and we're going to see a whole bunch of Zerglings popping out right away. Now, Mana's probe has arrived at TLO's base and is able to see that there is a spawning pool and nothing else. So Mana knows exactly that TLO looks to be aggressive. So Mana really has to finish off this wall off very quickly here. Otherwise, this could spell an early end to Mana once again. Mana was able to win Game 1 by being very aggressive, and in the last game, in Game 2, he was also aggressive, was able to take down the third hatchery, but then kind of took his foot off the gas, and then TLO was able to just build such an economic base that he was just able to win so convincingly. Now, it looks like here we've got about 32 seconds before that cannon's going to finish, and I think TLO's 6 Zerglings are going to arrive and get into the main before that happens. Now, we do have a lot of probes pulled off that line, and Mana's going to try to do the Congo, try to keep those Zerglings from going up that ramp, and Mana's doing a pretty good job here. Now, even though Mana's not losing any units, you do have to remember, though, that Mana is losing a lot of mining time, actually. This is quite a few probes not mining. This is 14 probes not mining. There's only a handful of probes, 4 probes mining currently. Now, I don't know about this move because even though there are only 6 Zerglings here, if TLO ran up this ramp, he could probably get up there with 4 Zerglings. And you might be able to do some damage because right now those Zerglings are not really doing anything. And the point of committing early to Zerglings is to do economic damage to your opponent. If you can't do that, it's generally not worthwhile to sacrifice, you know, the hatcheries and the teching that you could do otherwise. So TLO is not in a great position. Mana has been able to hold off this little mini rush quite effectively. So it looks like we are going to be getting a Zealot out of this gateway as soon as possible, and this entranceway will soon be blocked off as well. If you just put 1 Zealot here, no more Zerglings will be able to come up that front door. The positioning of this cannon is great. It's very central, and with that Zealot out, that Zealot will be able to poke away at these Zerglings. Now, what Mana needs to do is not get surrounded. The probe gets surrounded immediately, so very unfortunate. The one thing he needed to do, he did not do well. So that Zealot does not want to get surrounded. Just wants to try and peck away at these Zerglings one swipe at a time. So it's going to be a micro battle. Now, while all this is occurring, actually, TLO is droning up quite heavily. He's got 3 more drones on the way. He's got the 3rd hatchery put down as well. And Mana doesn't even have his 2nd Nexus up. But he will be going for that Stargate, but I don't think that play is going to work out very well. The Zealot is surrounded, and it will go down. The 2nd Zealot is out. 1 Zergling did go down, so it's 5 Zerglings against 1 Zealot. But at the same time this is going on, the Overlord has been able to confirm the sighting of that Stargate at the back of the main. So this little surprise is not a surprise anymore. TLO knows exactly what Mana is going for. Now, what TLO doesn't know is that there is a 3rd Nexus going up here, but from TLO's perspective, he knows that there is no Nexus here, and he also knows that his opponent, it's already at the 7-minute mark of the game, cannot rely only on one Nexus. So TLO is probably fairly suspicious as we play Ring Around the Rosie with the Zerglings. That, wow, that was quite a beautiful kill. So he's probably pretty suspicious that there may be another Nexus going up. Now, Mana putting down this Nexus here and revealing this position might convince TLO that Mana doesn't have another base up and running. So this is very interesting. We do have Spore Crawlers going up because of that spotted Stargate. Spore Crawlers are going up at each base. Now, this Overlord is going to get feasted on, so this is very unfortunate for this Overlord. He's very slow, he's very lonely, and now he's getting shot up the rectum. And he's not going to be able to survive very long. At least he'll be able to scout out the Void Ray. If you pay attention to the Stargate, you can actually see the shape of the Void Ray. So he can confirm that there are more air units coming out very soon. Now, Zergling speed is almost finished for TLO, so he should have map control with those speedy Zerglings available to him. But he's going to have to get some more anti-air, maybe a few more Queens or Hydralisk or something. Because if Mana goes for a lot of Void Rays, he might be able to just come in here, put on Prismatic Alignment, and just focus fire down one of these hatcheries, and it could go pop very easily. And it looks like we are getting more Void Rays out of Mana, so maybe that is exactly what he is thinking. Now, this is a very interesting position. I can't remember the last time I've seen this, where both rocks are actually blocking both entranceways. At that third base here on Akilon Way, so that is very interesting. Now, it looks like a few Zerglings are going to get picked off here. 2 Zerglings will go down very quickly, and I guess these last 2 will also get picked off. At the same time, the Phoenix from Mana is scouting around, able to see all 3 bases, and sees basically the tech structures, or the lack of tech structures, coming from TLO. Now, he is researching Nuvatized Carapace, make those Overlords and Overseers a lot faster, but basically it's still just Zergling tech. I don't see any other structures, no Roach War, no Hydralisk dead. And there is no Spire either, so very interesting. Now, there is an infestation pit at the back of the base, so this could be quite interesting. Now, this Queen is caught out in no man's land, no woman's land, if you're a Queen, I guess. And that Queen will get popped quite easily. Now, what is very nice, I like this play by TLO. He actually had an Overlord put down some creep, and then the Queen was able to put down a creep tumor over here. Now, the active creep tumor was destroyed, but at least TLO is able to spread a little bit of creep out in the middle of nowhere, giving him a little bit of vision, so that's not a bad idea. Now, we do have that 4th hatchery going up for TLO very quickly here, and a whole bunch of Zerglings hanging out at that front door of Mana's. But those Void Rays are going to be able to do some damage to those Zerglings. Those Zerglings are going to have to retreat. The Void Rays getting free kills, as well as the Mothership Core. And the Zerglings are going to go for another run-by. I'm not sure what the strategy is of this. You're giving free kills to your opponent. I'm not sure how that benefits you. Now, TLO does have a 30 supply advantage or so. Most of that is in Zerglings, but we do have Locusts being researched, Enduring Locusts. So it looks like we're going to be seeing some Swarm Hosts soon. Now, this is a lot of Queens off that creep, and once again, here we go. Overlords are going to pop down, or put down some of that creep spread, and the Queens can now put some creep tumors down. That's a lot of creep tumors. 5 in total. And it looks like TLO is going to be very aggressive with these Swarm Hosts and Queens. This is an interesting, it's kind of a creep jumping sort of play. I haven't seen this before, actually. Generally, you see it, you know, kind of, they do it in the middle of the map and then move forward to their opponent, but TLO is actually moving forward constantly. And now the Void Rays are going to come in here, but we got so many Queens, and Queens are quite good against Void Rays. And Mana's going to have to change up his composition. He's getting a War Prism into his army, but he's still constructing Void Rays. And I don't think Void Rays are very good against Swarm Hosts. Now, some of these creep tumors are going to get focused down in conjunction with that Observer providing detection. But the Queens are already in position. And now the Locusts are already out doing some minimal damage. But remember, they are free, and every half minute or so, you're just getting more and more Locusts sent at you. And generally how Protoss players deal with Locusts is Psionic Storm and or Colossi. but I don't see any of those. In fact, one of the cannons is going to go down, and we have more and more Locusts moving out, so this is a very precarious situation for Mana. He has Void Rays in the air, but they are not that effective against this many Locusts. And it looks like the Locusts aren't actually doing anything. They're kind of stuck. And the force field does go up. If Teal actually just controls them to auto-attack, he would actually do quite a bit more damage. The Locusts are getting jammed up in the corner here, but at the same time, we do have a 5th hatchery going up. So Teal is being very, very greedy behind this. And we've got creep threat basically everywhere on the map now. And Mana is really, really in a hurting position here. And it looks like the Locusts will just settle for that pylon. Why not? Gonna depower that cybernetics core, and now basically this entranceway is a lot more wide open. That force field is gonna go down, keeping a few of these Locusts up. But like I said, the Locusts come out constantly, and TLO is gonna supplement this army of unending Locusts with Mutalisks. And I did see a Viper as well. Now Thermal Lance is almost finished, but we have even more Mutalisks coming out right now. We have 17 in the air currently. And it looks like the Mutalisks will come in for a flyby. The Colossi cannot hit air units. These Mutalisks are going to have a great time chewing down on one of the Colossus. And it looks like the second one will be focus fired on as well. But the Photon Cannons and Phoenixes are going to repel these Mutalisks at least temporarily. The cannons will get focus fired on. The last cannon will get destroyed as well. And now the Locusts have a very wide entranceway. The Queens are rushing in. So this is very interesting. The Queens are being very offensive, actually focusing down on this unpowered robotics facility. Transfuse goes down as well, and it looks like the Mana's 3rd base is under attack by those Mutalisks. The Locusts are just moving in constantly, never ending, and it looks like this is the stupidest way I've lost the game, I think. Wow. Mana just admitting that. I don't know if that means that he was stupid, or if this was just a stupid strategy, that TLO was stupid and it worked, or Mana was stupid and he played poorly. But, hey, you can't argue with results. So, Mana is going to go down, and I think with the congratulations from Mana, I think that's going to confirm this was Game 4. So, TLO does win the series 3-1, and he will pick up that small prize pool. I mean, I think there is a prize with Kaspersky. It's like Zotac, isn't it like Zotac? Anyways, so TLO is going to be the victor of the December 2013 edition of the Kaspersky Arena over his Polish opponent, Mana. Great games by both players in all 3 or 4 games. I don't have access to the 3rd one. But good games by both players. Congratulations to the little one. And I hope you guys found it entertaining, and I hope to see you guys next time.